What's up, YouTube? It's QahirTheConqueror here. Welcome back to my channel for yet again another video. Before I get started with this video, I would like to say if you enjoy this video in any way, if it helps you in any way, and if you resonate with this content in any way, please drop a like, comment, and or subscribe. It would really help me a lot and I would really appreciate it. If you're like everybody else out there, if you're like me, if you're like anybody else who lives on planet Earth and likely starts contemplating once it gets closer towards the end of the year, kind of just recapping in your head and thinking ahead, and deep down, as I mentioned countless times, we all want to be better. There's a desire to be better. But it's not that simple. And with the wrapping up of the year, towards the end of the year, of course, you hear the famous New Year's resolutions. And everybody's telling you, do this, buy that, go here, start doing this, start doing that. And that's all good and helpful. But there's a lot thrown at you, and there's a lot that can just make you feel like you got to overcomplicate things and nothing will get done. I'll personally be one to admit that New Year's would come and, towards the end of the year and going into the year, I want to be this new person and I'm writing down stuff and, I'm New Year's resolution 1, New Year's resolution 2, 3, 4, 5, and none got done. And I was the same person going into that year. It just feels good in January. It feels good when you're doing that countdown. Woo, New Year. But nothing really changed. That's what this video is for. Well, the first thing I want to say, and it's really simple, don't let it go over your head. And eventually I'll make a separate video just about this, but nothing will change. Your circumstances will never change until you change. Until the vessel, the flesh, the mind, the body, until you change. Everything will remain the same. You can New Year's resolution this, you can affirmation this, you can manifest that, and nothing will happen for the most part. If you're planning on approaching a new year, a new start to another 365 days on this earth, at least by Western civilization standards, because if you didn't know, in Asia, they have a different New Year. But I encourage you to try to approach the year differently and to think and reflect on what went right, what went wrong, yourself, your actions, your inactions. I encourage that, and that should be a process. I don't think it should just be you sit down for 20 minutes and you twiddle your thumbs and go, I don't think it should be cute like that. It can be, but I think that this is something that should be treated seriously. See, that's what I want to reiterate again, going back to that first point. You have to start taking yourself serious. That is when things change, because you change. It doesn't mean serious face, robot. It just means approaching things with a different level of intent that you have not before, because if you have been doing it correctly or to the best of your ability before, then you would have gotten different or better results most likely. So if you have New Year's resolutions and things that you want to make as goals and the new start to another 365 days of life, which is a blessing. I'm in my 20s. From my upbringing and where I come from and things like that, there are people that didn't even get to 20, let alone to 20s. Multiple people. I know children that have lost their life that didn't even get to go to high school and stuff like that. So I don't want to make this video sad, but I want to stress the importance of, number one, you have more life. So we mope and we whine and we complain, start loving and appreciating life. Then, like I said, things will change. You start to take it, and when you start to take it, you start to take yourself more seriously. So you should be grateful and happy, elated that you have another start. And as I just mentioned in a few other videos, that means you have your second chance. You got another year to go try and do whatever you wanted to do in that year, or whatever you didn't do. So now, approaching these New Year's resolutions, number one, like I said, I'm not gonna make things complicated. Let's break it down simply. You have a goal that you want to accomplish. So number one, the first thing is to imagine the goal. You want to visualize it, see it, think it, whatever you have to do. Get it first. Because there are some people, believe it or not, that don't have goals. They don't have aspirations. They just wake up and exist. And it is what it is. I'm not here to knock them. So first, get a goal. Then number two, write it down. You would be surprised, and I have learned this, and the people that stress this even had scientific studies to back it up if you need evidence, so you can go look it up yourself. There is a much better chance of something happening that's positive when you write something down, whether it's taking notes, whether it's planning your day, whether it's goal setting, it doesn't matter, but taking a pen or a pencil, putting it to paper does something differently for your brain. Write it down and break it down, if it's big, into small steps. For example, you want to lose weight. That's the first goal. You visualize that. You see yourself looking slimmer, looking more toned, looking more built and compact. So the first step, visualize. Second step, write it down. I want to lose weight, or however you need to write it down for you. You can make it green, pink, black pen, pencil, doesn't matter. And then if that goal is lose weight, and maybe you want to lose 50 pounds, start with a pound a week. Start with 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds. 2-3 weeks, a month. Break that down into whatever is feasible and achievable for you. That's why I said you don't want to get cute and just get on the bed with your feet up and just writing stuff down. You want to make $100,000 and you don't even know how to do any of that. You want to lose weight, you don't even know how. So you can't just jump to 150 billion gajillion dollars. You have to go from 10 to 20 to 30. If you are at a weight that is maybe undesirable to you and you want to lose significant weight, 50, 100 pounds, you don't know what it's like, or you don't at the moment to be that. So you don't know how to just jump to losing 50 pounds, and that's not even possible without harming yourself. It takes time. And it takes trial and effort, and it's a trying process. Go ask the people who have done it. But there are people who have done it. So once you break it down and you write it down, like I said, measure it. Okay, a week. So what does that do? What is all of this doing? It's a way of, number one, getting it on paper. So now you see it. You said you're going to do it. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable to what you are going to measure it by. A week, you want to lose a pound. Okay, well, that means once it gets Friday, Saturday, Sunday, now it's time to assess what you did or did not do. And also, be gentle. As I just mentioned, it's real easy to go and then you don't even really think of what it's going to take to do that, to get there. Whatever the goals are, I just use 2 examples or 1 example. You're going to have an off day or 2. You might even have an off week, but you shouldn't just want to do it in January and be done with it, because like I said, some of these goals take longer than just a few weeks when you're feeling cute and feeling pumped up because it's a new year. Be gentle. Understand it's going to take time. It's not going to be easy. It's going to challenge you. But if you, no offense, wasted your time in a whole year, then use this year to make up for that. So I hope that makes sense. I would encourage anybody, you all should have New Year's resolutions. We all should. I should. You should recap and think what went right, what went wrong. Because who better to assess yourself than you? Why do you need somebody else to do that when you could do it yourself? See, one thing that's talked about I know for sure in the Holy Quran about everything that we do is recorded. And there's a lot of we talk in the Quran, and it mentions that everything is recorded, every single thing you did, good, bad, whatever. And when it's time for Judgment Day, which that's not the topic of the video, then you have to account for what you did or you didn't do. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself to the fire before you try to hold everybody else accountable. Before you try to point blame and point fingers at everybody else, point them inwards and use that to cultivate a better version of you. Use that to create a better version of you. Use that energy and attention and a level of detail in your resolution, affirmation, manifestation, goal setting process. Summarize this video. It's easy. It's really easy to just say, and to think, because we're good at that. And it sounds good and it pleases our ears. It strokes our ego. But like I said, there are a lot of people that once it gets past, like I said, a few weeks of January, they might even make it to February, March, April, May, June, July. You get the point, the days go by just like that. And then by the time you look up, New Year's toasting, Valentine's Day, and then now it's summer, and then it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you're back at square one, and you're the same person. It doesn't have to be like that. Number one, take your time to think and plan it out. Dream. Use your imagination if you still have one. And use that creativity in here and put it on paper. Physical paper. If you want to type it out and Pinterest it up and think, do that if it really works for you. But hold yourself accountable. Make sure you can measure it. And then reflect, reassess, and evaluate your progress. And don't be afraid to switch or change things up or to maybe set new goals. Sometimes you might have to scrap a goal and to do something else. You might not be ready to lose 50 pounds. So make it 20. Make it 10. Motivate yourself, because seeing that is still good. You can't go from this to that just like that. It takes time. The goal might be to make $100,000. It just might not be possible yet at that moment. You might not have everything you need. So make it $50,000. Make it $20,000. Make it whatever it needs to be that's actually achievable for you. And then you build on that success. And then now, lo and behold, you look up and you have all your New Year's resolutions done. And you can use that approach for the rest of your life, because it shouldn't just stop with those goals. I hope this video helped. Thank you. Stay tuned. See you for the next one.